Namaskar students. Hope you are hale and hearty, taking care of your health and your studies. My name is Jyotsna and I am from Education Department, Chandigarh. Health is like money. You don't actually know the value of it until you lose it. That's why health is the topmost priority of every country. Giving healthy conditions to its citizens is the prime focus of every country. Providing clean and clear drinking water is definitely a challenging job, but states take proactive action for it. Of late, there had been a lot of problem with the air quality of Delhi, and everyone in the country knows that proactive actions were taken by the government. All these things are categorized under the public facilities. Yes, that's what this session is going to revolve around. We are going to take up chapter number 9 from grade 8 book Social and Political Life. The name of the chapter is Public Facilities. So without wasting any time, let's get going. There are many facilities which need to be provided for everyone. These are known as public facilities. For example, schools, healthcare, colleges, electricity, sanitation, public transport, safe drinking water, etc. The Constitution recognizes that the right to water is a part of right to life under Article 21. So it is the government's duty to provide safe drinking water to every citizen. An essential role is played by public services and facilities in providing support services to create sustainable, healthy, viable, and cohesive communities so that they can overcome social barriers and can achieve something. Those facilities which are not possible for any individual to access at economic cost are mainly termed as facilities provided by the state. Hence, the government provides such facilities to the public to ensure the quality of life. There are many public facilities the government provides in day-to-day life. The government has to ensure universal access to a public facility. The government has to provide a facility either without a charge or at a charge which is affordable to the masses. One important characteristic of a public facility is that once it is provided with its benefit can be shared by many people. For example, if a school comes up in a locality, many children are benefited from the school. Similarly, if a road is built through a village, then many people are benefited from the road. There are 4 major facilities which are as follows. First and foremost is a basic education. Government provides schools and other educational facilities like chair, books, etc. to be used by the public. But its use and performance are dependent on collective response and community cooperation. Next is basic health facilities. Government provides hospitals, vaccine programs to maintain the basic quality of life. Law and order facility or security. The more the country will secure, the more it will attract investment, public, by which people can live peacefully. Next is that provide for public distribution system. Government opens public distribution shops or ration shops through which it supplies basic food items like rice, wheat, pulses, etc. at very low price or subsidized rate to the lower income group or poor people. But the functioning of these facilities depends on the community awareness and public cooperation. Other facilities are infrastructure facilities like road, irrigation projects, drinking water supplies, etc. Healthcare. The government provides us with hospitals and dispensaries. They also maintain facilities like doctors and diagnostic machines. Banking facilities to make our money safe and to get loans. Banks are there. Then talking about roads and highways, to go anywhere easily, roads and highways are there for us. So in your books, the chapter opens with Amu and Kumar, who are traveling through Chennai in a bus. As they go around the city, they observe the water facilities available in different parts of Chennai. First, they see Anna Nagar. They see water is being wasted out there. And on the other hand, at Saidapet, people don't even have water for basic needs like for drinking. At Madhipakkam, the electricity is wasted, and at Mylapore, they have water tanks to quench their thirsts or for their basic needs. Starting with Annanagar, Chennai is an area lush and green with lawns maintained by generous spraying of water. Tap water is regular for the major part of the day in this area. On the days that water supply is inadequate, the residents can speak to the senior officials of the municipal water board and a water tanker is arranged for their houses. Meanwhile, Mylapore suffers from water shortage and gets municipal water once in 2 days. A private borewell meets some of the residents' water needs. However, borewell water is brackish, so the residents use it in their toilets and for washing. For other uses, water is purchased from tankers at the cost of 500 to 600 rupees monthly. The Madhipakkam area gets water once every 4 days. For drinking purposes, residents have to buy bottled water. Saidapet slum is another area where some hutments have neither a bathroom nor a tap connection. For 30 such hutments, there is a common tap at one corner, in which water comes from a borewell for 20 minutes twice a day, during which time a family gets to fill a maximum of 3 buckets. The same water is used for washing and drinking. In summers, the flow becomes a trickle so that one family gets water only at the cost of another. People have to wait long hours for the water tankers. So, water as part of the fundamental right to life. Water is essential for life and good health and necessary to meet our daily needs. Maintaining good health, safe drinking water also prevents many water-related diseases. Above 1600 Indians, most of whom are children below the age of 5, die every day because of water-related diseases such as diarrhea, dysentery, cholera, and so on. Access to safe drinking water can help prevent these deaths. Right to water is a part of right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution. Hence, it is the right of every person, whether rich or poor, to have sufficient amount of water to fulfill his or her daily needs at a price that he or she can afford. In other words, there should be universal access to water. Even both the High Courts and Supreme Court have held in certain cases that the right to safe drinking water is a fundamental right. Public facilities. Other essential public facilities apart from water provided to everyone include healthcare and sanitation. Things like electricity, public transport, schools and colleges are also necessary. The main important characteristic of a public facility is that once it is provided, its benefits can be shared by many people. So let's have a quick recap of what we did. So where are Amu and Kumar traveling to? Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai or China? The correct answer is Chennai. Alright, my next question is, which area in Chennai faces severe water shortages? Madhipakkam, Matailapur, slums near Saidapet or all these areas? Yes, the correct option is that all these areas, be it Madhipakkam, Matailapur or slums near Saidapet, all of them face severe water shortage. Which of the following is a water-related disease? Plague, eye flu, cholera or all of these? The correct option is cholera, which is a water-related disease. How can we prevent water-related diseases? By using pond water, by using clean and safe water, by using boring water or all of these? The correct option is by using clean and safe water. What are public facilities? They are essential facilities, they are non-essential facilities, they are both essential and non-essential or none of these. The correct answer is public facilities are essential facilities. Right. Alright. So let's take up the government's role. The government has the responsibility of providing public facilities to the people. They have to ensure that these facilities are made available to everyone. Private companies operate for profit in the market. In most of the public facilities, there is no profit. Hence, A private company will probably not be interested in undertaking such work. However, for some public facilities such as schools and hospitals, private companies may be interested. In a city, some private companies also provide water through tankers or supply drinking water in sealed bottles, which is not available at affordable rates, living by rule that people will get as much as they can pay for will ensure that many people who cannot afford to pay will be deprived of the opportunities to live a decent life. Public facilities relate to people's basic needs. The right to life that the Constitution guarantees is for all persons living in the country. The responsibility to provide public facilities, therefore, must be that of the government. So where does the government get money for public facilities? Every year, the government budget is presented in the parliament. This is an account of expenses the government has made on its programs in the past year and how much it plans to spend in the coming years. Moving on, water supply to Chennai. Is it available to all? So focusing on Chennai, we can see that public facilities should be made available to all. However, there is a shortage of such facilities. Water supply in Chennai is marked by shortages. Municipal supply meets only about half the needs of people of the city on an average. In some areas, the water supply is more regular than others. Areas close to the storage points get more water, whereas colonies further away receive less water. The burden of shortfalls in water supply falls mostly on the poor. The middle class, when faced with water shortages, are able to cope through a variety of private means such as digging bore wells, buying water from tankers and using bottled water for drinking. Access to safe drinking water is also available to some, and this depends on what can they afford. It seems that it is only people with money who have the right to water. Well, it's a far cry from the goal of universal access to sufficient and safe drinking water. So, in search of alternatives, the situation in Chennai is not unique. A similar scenario of shortages and acute crisis during the summer month is common to other cities of India. The shortage in municipal water is increasingly being filled by an expansion of private companies who are selling water for profit. Also common is the great inequalities in water use. The supply of water per person in an urban area in India should be about 135 liters per day, about 7 buckets, a standard set by Urban Water Commission, whereas people in slums have to make do with less than 20 liters a day per person, which is around 1 bucket. People living in luxury hotels may consume as much as 1600 liters, which is around 80 buckets of water per day. Shortage of municipal water translates to a sign of government failure. Some people believe that the government is unable to supply the amount of water because the municipal water departments are at loss, and so private companies should be allowed to take over. They will be able to do better. So consider the following facts. Throughout the world, water supply is a function of the government. There are very few instances of private water supply. Then, there are areas in the world where the public water supply has achieved universal access. In a few cases where the responsibility of water supply was handed over to private companies, there was a steep rise in the price of water, making it unaffordable for many. Cities saw huge protest, with riots breaking out in places like Bolivia, forcing the government to take back the service from private hands. So within India, there are a few cases of success in government water departments, limited to certain areas of their work. The water supply department in Mumbai raises enough money via water charge to cover its expense on supplying water. In Hyderabad, a report shows that the department has increased coverage and improved performance in revenue collection. In Chennai, the department has taken several initiatives for harvesting rainwater to increase the level of groundwater. It has also used the service of private companies for transporting and distributing water. But the government water supply department decides the rate for water tanker and gives them permission to operate. Hence, they are called on contract. Public facilities relate to our basic needs, and the Indian Constitution recognizes the right to water, health, education, etc. as being a part of the right to life. One of the major roles of government is to ensure adequate public facilities for everyone. But there is a shortage in supply, and there are inadequacies in distribution. Compared to the metros and large cities, towns and villages are under-provided. While compared to wealthy localities, the poorer localities are underserviced. Handing over these facilities to private companies is not the answer. The solution needs to take account of the important fact that every citizen of the country has a right to these facilities, which should be provided to them in an equitable manner. Let's try to know what we have extracted out of today's session. So on your screens, you can see certain statements or questions. Along with that, you have 4 options. You have to pick the correct option. So without wasting any time, let's get going. Who carries the responsibility of providing public facility to the people? Government, public, private organization, or none of these? Yes, the correct option is government takes up the responsibility of providing public facility to the people. Moving on, which of the following is most important public transport? Aeroplane, boat, buses, or cars? Yes, buses are the ones which are most important public transport. Next question, from where does the government get funds for providing public facility? Income tax collected from the people, fines collected from the people, other taxes collected from the people, or all of these? Yes, the source of income for the government is all of these, be it the income tax or the fines or other taxes which they collect from the people. So the correct answer is option D, all of these. Which is the main source of water? Municipal water, bore well, river water, or all of these? The main sources of water are actually all of these. Which facility besides safe drinking water is necessary to prevent waterborne disease? Sanitation, transport, road, or all of these? Sanitation is necessary to prevent waterborne disease. On your screens, you can see certain words in 2 different columns. So let's match the columns. Basic needs are food, water, shelter, and clothes. Public facilities, health, water, and school facility. Municipal Corporation of Delhi is called MCD. NDMC is the New Delhi Municipal Corporation. Water-related disease is diarrhea. Very good. Sulabh is a government organization who arranges toilet facility. This is false. Brackish means salty. True. As per the chapter, there is a lack of public facility in posh colonies. This is false. 36% of households in India have access to drinking water. False again. Public facilities relate to people's basic needs. Yes, it is a fact. It is a truth. Let's fill the blanks. Borewell is a type of tube well which supplies water in raw form. Water tanker is vehicle fitted with tanker which carries water. Water is essential for life and good health. Government takes the responsibility of providing public facilities to the people. I know today's session must have been very fruitful for you. Something we can all relate to. It's indeed the duty of government to provide healthy living conditions to its citizens. But as citizens, it's our duty to maintain them as well. We must abide by all the rules and regulations to make our surroundings clean and clear. The biggest changes in the world starts with me. So together we can make a difference. We'll be back with many more videos. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning. Namaskar.